This week on Blip, we talk to Nathan King and we look at a show called Ruffus the Dog. Hey guys, I'm Annie and you're watching Blip on Blip. Kelly and I created the show to give you an inside look at what goes on behind the scenes right here at blip.tv. Those of us that went to South by Southwest had an awesome time. For those of you that went, I hope you're all recovered from eating barbecue, paneling, and partying. Anyway, back at the office, I stopped to talk to Nathan King, who is our Director of Ad Technologies.
I'm just in Philadelphia.
I'm sitting here with Nathan King, who is our Director of Advertising Technology. Awesome. Thank you so much for being with us, Nate.
Thank you very much for having me.
No problem. So, start by explaining to us, what is a Director of Advertising Technology? Because I don't know.
Basically I manage all of the technology that goes into creating the ads here at Blip.
Okay.
So what I've built is a basic framework to be able to build the advertisements quickly, and then we have a whole infrastructure set up on the back end that allows us to track and monitor how those advertisements perform.
Okay, so what's your background? Like, what led you to this job, or what do you think of your previous jobs has enabled you to do this job well?
I ran a company in Tennessee that did video delivery, a lot like Blip did, and I moved to New York here to work with the great people here. Yes. And I found myself in an interesting position at the intersection between advertising and the player. So I had a good hand in building the player, and then came over here to develop more of the advertising-centric solutions. So it was kind of a progression, but it's all stayed within ActionScript 3 and a love for interactivity and making beautiful things work.
Somewhere around this office, there's a sign with a quote that says, "Don't hate the player." And it's attributed to you, Nathan King.
No, it says never trust a player.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
I got it.
Never trust a player.
Never trust a player, which had, what is that when it has two meanings? You know, but anyway, what happened was I was working on the player. That was my main project at the time, and was working weekend support. And a person wrote in thinking that they were writing to the show that they were watching, requesting some sort of relationship advice. So without a hesitation, I wrote her back about a page and a half. Her ex-boyfriend had obviously been seeing one of her best friends, and she was trying to determine what she should do. And I ended the entire statement with "You should never trust a player, no matter what." So that ended up above Jared's desk, and that's where that came from.
When I started here and I saw that sign, I really thought that it was player related, like to our video player. Like a bug had popped up and you were just like, can't trust the player. What are you gonna do?
Our player is actually very trustworthy. Paul takes very good care of that, and yeah, I would trust that player with my child. As a matter of fact, I have trusted that player with my child. My son has watched videos on Blip, so I can actually say that.
Good to know. Good to know. Well, Nate, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us.
It was absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
We've got a bunch of great shows here at Blip, and each week we like to feature one that the whole office can't stop watching. This week, I want to talk about Ruffus the Dog. Ruffus the Dog is a lovable canine that explores some timeless tales. Whether he's saving himself from Lilliputians as Gulliver or recreating the Alexander Dumas classic The Three Musketeers, Ruffus is sure to keep you and your little ones entertained. If you'd like to check out the show, head on over to ruffusthedog.net. That's it for this week on Blip. You can catch us next week and every Tuesday after that at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next week.